Hi guys and welcome to Just So Rare. In today's video I will show you 3 sales that I've made in the last few days and the importance of showing patience when buying players that you're looking to sell on later on down the line. Now some of the players I've sold, please bear in mind two of these out of the 3 I bought for ridiculously cheap prices, and the only reason I was able to do that is I was on the platform early. So the ROI that I've made, I don't think it's possible to make on these players if you were to buy them today, for example. However, I still believe there's good profit to be made on them. So the first one is Dykemia, this geezer here. Now, apologies, because this is going to make people sick, especially people who've recently started on the platform. On the 27th of December, I bought this player for £6.9. Mental, really. And I sold him in the early hours of this morning for £213.18p. So the ROI on that is mental, but it's not relevant because, like I said, you can't buy those sort of players anymore, especially at that price. However, as a low budget user myself, that's 200 quid, over 200 quid profit. I can't turn that sort of profit down. And the reason I did sell him more than anything, he's an Asian player. And as most of you know, I've got no knowledge of Asian players. I've got no real interest in Asia either. So I just thought, get rid of him. I probably could have sold him for more. Look at latest score graph. However, this is another vital and key thing for me. Do not be greedy. If you're trading your way up through the game and that's your strategy, if you make decent profit, then take it. Just remember that any player can break a leg, get an injury tomorrow, and they're worth far less than they are today. So when you're happy with a figure in mind you've made on a profit, take it. And that's exactly what I've done with this Dykemia. And I could live to regret it. He could score bloody 50, 60, 70s for the next 6 months and he could be worth £1,000. However, I'm happy to make 200 odd quid. End of. So quickly looking at Mia on So Rare Data, his scores, he was in and out of the team. I don't even know I bought him, to be honest, because like I said, I've got some Asian players in my gallery, but the only reason I bought them was they were so cheap, and I just ridiculous, really. I'd done no research. It was just like a new toy thing. Oh yeah, I'll buy him, which I don't recommend you doing, especially at prices of today. So looking at his score graph, I think I bought him when he wasn't playing, if I'm being honest. I can't be 100% sure, but that's when I think I did. He was average. He was scoring some decent scores. Then he was playing on the bench. So this is what I'm saying in terms of patience. Because there were times he wasn't getting back in the team again. He was on the bench. Now, if someone's seen my other video a couple of days ago on when is the best time to buy and sell players, he's hit 270 scores. So, in my opinion, I could be wrong because, like I said, he could keep on hitting those scores. However, if he was to hit, I don't know, 35 tomorrow, I don't think he's going to be worth as much as he is today. Again, just in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but that's my train of thought. Second player, this dude, Brendan Heinzike. Now, if people have followed me for ages on Twitter, they'll remember I was going through a stage where I was tweeting about this geezer quite a lot. The reason I was doing that, during my research, I found out that Brendan Heinzike was this team's Kortrijk, I think is how you pronounce it in Belgium. He was their most expensive signing in their history, and I believe he still is today. So as soon as I seen that, I was interested in him straight away. However, after I bought him, I was reading then coaches' reports from his coach saying he's got an attitude problem, he's not fit, and I'm thinking, for fuck's sake, what's going on? Why the hell have I bought him? And more to the point, why the hell is he their record signing? Surely they should have done their own research prior to purchasing him. So anyway, cut a long story short, I bought quite a few of him based on that he was their record signing because I just thought, well, he must be decent. Again, on So Rare Data, you can see he went through periods of time where he just didn't play for months and months. Then he got back in the side. He was like a bloody yo-yo, to be honest. In and out, in and out. At the time, I think I owned two. And then I read a report in the MLS magazine or something like that, stating some coach's opinion in the MLS. He'd love to see Brendan Hines come back as he's suited to the league, you know. And Brendan Hines is an American, by the way. So the more I was reading this, I'm thinking, hang on, if he's not playing here, Belgium sides haven't got a lot of money. They can't afford to have players on their wage bill who are not playing, especially he would probably have been their highest earner. So I'm thinking he's going to move to the MLS. So I bought, I think, another two or three of him. At one stage, I think I owned five of him at maximum. And again, I was only being able to position to do that because they were so cheap at the time. I certainly wouldn't able to afford five of him now. So, cut a long story short, lo and behold, he joins Washington, D.C. on loan. So I'm happy. As you can see, he was playing and then he got injured. And he was out for the majority of the end of last season in America. In the summer, they made that move permanent. So he's a regular player now of Washington, D.C. Again, I didn't really want to sell him, but like I'm always upfront with you guys about, I need to trade on this platform and I need to get money out of the platform to live and to do things in the real world. I think for his price, he is very, very decent for an MLS defender. So I sold him for 142 quid. So 138 quid profit, whatever. As a low budget user, that's a lot of money to me. So hence I decided to cash out on him and sell him. Lastly, the player I will show you is a bit more realistic because I paid a lot more than the other two. I think it was August last year, 5th of August 2021, I paid 52.87 for a guy called George Campbell, and he's a defender from Atlanta. And the only reason I bought him, I believe there was a midweek fixture in America in the MLS, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I came down, and Atlanta were on. And I was watching this game, and without doing any research on this guy was standing out like a sore thumb. He looked a decent player, especially in the MLS. He was carrying the ball out from defence. He just looked obviously not in the quality, but he reminded me of a Rio Ferdinand type player. So I thought, well, I want a bit of him. So I was looking around, and I bought him, like I said, for 50 odd quid. Now, sometimes stats most of my signings are made on stats because I don't get to see all these players. However, the eye doesn't lie. And if you've got a relatively good football knowledge, you can see if they're going to be a decent player or not. And purely that's how I bought George Campbell. Again, would I have sold him if I didn't have to make money? No. He's a young kid. And like I said, I think in years to come, he's going to be if he stays in the MLS, he could potentially be one of the best defenders in the MLS. Again, just my opinion. So there we go, guys. I just want to show you the importance because, as you know, and I've demonstrated, I've held some of these players, excuse me, for around, well, almost as long as I've been on the platform. So patience, research is everything for me, especially on a low budget. Like I stated at the start, you're not going to be finding players for 4 or 5 quid anymore. Rare cards, that's 100%. So you're not going to be showing those ROIs, but in my opinion, you will still show good profit. And just do not be greedy. When you've made a good profit, move on, sell and move on and look for the next one. So thanks for watching, guys. I will be bringing out a video very shortly on what the criteria is going to be for the competition to play with my gallery and win the rewards. Look out for that. It's going to be out in the next few days. Like I always say, your money, your investment, you've got to play the game on how you want. So bear that in mind too. That's it, guys. Thanks a lot. Cheers.